Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field, where tonight the Roseburg Indians are looking to try and get one in against the Grants Pass Cavemen. Southwest Conference baseball action hopefully coming up for us here this evening in Roseburg. Yeah, right here on The Score. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we welcome you into the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal. You can give them a call at 673-7122. Coaches and Athletic Director Russ Bolin out there having a conversation at the moment as rain started coming down probably about 45 minutes ago. It kind of really started picking up a little bit and kind of steadily improving. It's been a light drizzle for a little while. Champion Car Wash Field is the artificial turf here in Roseburg at Bill Gray Legion Stadium, and it's all artificial turf, so the playing surface, it's damp. It might be a little slick, but it's playable. But obviously, playing in the rain is not ideal when it comes to baseball, and so they are checking things out, maybe checking a look at the radar right now, which has got me a little concerned that maybe our pregame show will go a little longer than anticipated if they try to get this one in. Both teams have taken their infield warm-ups, and so now it's just kind of a waiting game to see exactly what the decision is for these two teams. Joey Keyran here with you. It's great to have you here. This game was scheduled to play yesterday down in Grants Pass, where they have an artificial turf infield, but the outfield is natural grass. And apparently they kind of felt like the playing surface just not good enough with the amount of rain they were getting yesterday. Obviously, many places in Southern Oregon and around the state getting snow in the last couple of days, which has been really crazy here in the month of April. But if this one does get underway, we are going to have it for you, and we'll kind of keep you posted. We'll continue going along with our Roseburg Disposal pregame show and just kind of preparing ourselves mentally as if the game's going to get played, and then we'll adjust accordingly as things continue on. A Southwest Conference matchup, two teams tied for first place right now in the conference standings. Both teams 2-0 coming into this matchup in league play, and Roseburg at 8-4 overall is the visiting team for this matchup. Grants Pass will be the home team despite playing here in Roseburg. They are 7-4 on the year. That was a topic of conversation when I spoke with head coach Troy Thompson just a little while ago. We'll have that interview coming up for you next as we continue on with the Roseburg Disposal pregame show here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Back here with more of our pregame on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM, and streaming with video online at 541radio.com as we continue on with the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Get a chance to catch up with Coach Troy Thompson. Coach, you guys are playing here today and weren't going to play yesterday. It's not anything new for high school baseball coaches in the spring on the will they, won't they, but we've talked about many times about how this facility really helps you out here at home. But the flipping of, playing at Grants Pass, playing here today, just kind of the uncertainty and changes last minute. Does it play anything into what you guys have going on?
Well, I hope it doesn't. We talk about it a lot with the team, and we just got to be ready to play when we're able to play, weather-wise, and hopefully tonight we get that opportunity here in a wet day here in Roseburg. So, the facility is the only reason we're trying to play this right now. Obviously, if we're on a natural field, we're rained out, but due to the turf and what we have an opportunity or a chance to try to get this in today. Grants Pass yesterday had the same type of weather, and their outfield is natural, their infield is turf, so they had a chance as well. That's why we kind of pushed it off till as late as we could to give ourselves a chance to play down there, but ultimately it just got wet, and here we are today. So hopefully we can dodge the raindrops here for long enough to get 7 innings in.
I always kind of wonder, and I know it's probably a judgment call at the time, but with the turf, obviously things stay playable a lot longer. How bad do you feel like it really has to get if it does start to kind of come down on you guys that you can't play through it? I'm sure that the umpires have a little bit more say in that once you guys get into a game, but what's kind of the limit that you guys can play through with this turf?
That's a great question. We may find out tonight, but obviously with the turf, it does allow us a little more time, a little more, light rain like we're having right now doesn't really affect what's going to happen on the turf. But if we get that heavy rain for an extended period of time, you're going to be in trouble. But the good news is if we do get rain, we can pull off and kind of wait it out as well, because when it stops, we should be ready to go again unless it's been that real heavy, consistent, type of rain. So if we can avoid that and just get what we get weather-wise here tonight, hopefully we'll get a chance to get it in.
I meant to ask you this before we got started here, but why not get the explanation on it here? This one flipping from Grants Pass to here, so how does that affect the matchup? I know that usually you get one game at one place and then flip to a doubleheader at the other place. You guys were scheduled to host Grants Pass for a doubleheader later in the season. How does this switch here affect things for this series?
Well, it shouldn't have much of an effect other than the location. We're going to play here, and we'll be the visitors today. Grants Pass will be the home team on the scoreboard. So other than that, it should be fine. We'll still have them in our double up here. They were willing and able to, make the trip up here today in a chance to get the game in. They want to play as well and try to stay on track and stay with their arms. And, obviously with the pitch counts coming in several years ago, that's a big deal to try to stay on course. So it shouldn't affect anything we do other than being the visitors here today, and we're excited about the chance to obviously play at home anytime we can get it. And this came about because their coach Zach Morgan there was willing to play here to have a chance to get it in. So we appreciate them doing that, and hopefully it plays out here today.
We've got a few games in Southwest Conference play under our belt so far. You guys were able to take 2 against North Medford here at home, and we saw South and Sheldon split, and Grants Pass won their first 2. The first kind of opening series of Southwest Conference play. What did you think about what happened around the conference?
Right. Well, it wasn't unexpected, I guess, as far as some quality games. And like you said, we were fortunate to get our 2 games in here Saturday against North Medford and come out on top of those. So a great job by our guys, and our pitchers that day, last Saturday, were very sharp and came out and gave us a chance offensively to score enough to win, and that turned out well for us. And around the league, the split at South and Sheldon in a close game in game 1, I believe 4-2 South Medford, and then Sheldon kind of ran away from them there in game 2, and that, you never know what's going to happen, especially on the road. Sheldon being down at South Medford is, it's a tough trip, and travel in our league plays a big part sometimes in the results. So So that was a good 2-game set there. And then, like you said, Grants Pass coming off two big wins against South Eugene at South Eugene. So they've been on the road, and they know how to play, and they know how to win on the road. So, yeah, like I said earlier several times in our talks here, our league is always tough, and you never know really what's going to happen until you get to it and play it out. So it's going to be an exciting league season, and hopefully we can be a part of some of that excitement.
All right, Coach. Best of luck to you guys out there today.
Thank you.
That is head coach Troy Thompson as we get hopefully ready for a little bit of baseball action for you here this afternoon, evening. Right now, they're standing down there talking about it still. Coach Troy Thompson, along with Zach Morgan, the second-year man for Grants Pass, and Roseburg Athletic Director Russ Bullen. The three of them are down there on the field, standing in the weather right now, out there talking about the current situation for this matchup. So, Roseburg hosting Grants Pass today, but Roseburg acting as the designated visiting team in this matchup despite playing on their home field. That way it allows them to keep that doubleheader here at home against Grants Pass later on in the year. And Roseburg in the third base dugout, their usual side there, and Grants Pass is currently calling home the first base side here at Champion Car Wash Field. I'm Joey Keyram. We're in a bit of a holding pattern here at the moment. We've got our umpires here and the coaches and the athletic director. It's been a day yet again of a lot of washouts around the Umpqua Basin. We had a couple of baseball games that have been postponed or canceled, and also softball games. Roseburg softball today was scheduled to try and go down to Grants Pass to play down there again, and it sounds like today the biggest issue might have been more officials. After yesterday's game was postponed, they were scheduled to go play at Grants Pass yesterday, but the game got postponed. Going to try and play it today, but then it sounds like they might have had some issues with getting officials at the field for the game. We all know that there is a current official shortage with high school sports, and so that's completely understandable that might have been the case for the softball matchup down at Grants Pass today. So I'm sure they'll try to make that one up here at some point in the future for Roseburg softball and Roseburg and Grants Pass softball there in the future. I'm not sure when that makeup date will be. Looking at my weather app right here, and I can try and be a amateur meteorologist, but I'm not very good at it. It says right now light rain stopping in 32 minutes and then starting again 8 minutes after that. So we may be in for a night where it's just going to be kind of a light rain going on the whole time. And with the artificial turf, obviously you can play through a little bit of rain. And if you had to stop because it got a little bit too much, you can always kind of hold off for about 10, 15 minutes and then get a chance to get back out there because the playing field usually holds up to a little bit of precipitation. Unless it's an absolute monsoon coming down, the rainwater should drain off the field moderately fast, and it has done a nice job of that, and it's great to see. And so, you can play through a little bit more of the treacherous weather that we tend to see early in the spring for high school baseball. But kind of a question, as I asked there with Coach Thompson in our pregame interview, it's a question, how much do you want to play through the rain? And these are big games for everybody. Right now, Roseburg, looking at the Southwest Conference standings, Roseburg and Grants Pass are at the top at both teams 2-0. Roseburg at 8-4 on the year, and Grants Pass at 7-4. Roseburg ranked number 15 in the OSAA Power Rankings. Grants Pass is ranked number 14 in the Power Rankings. So that power ranking is huge for where you sit at in the postseason playoff picture, and it's even a little bit more important than just where you finish in your league. Your power ranking is kind of a big one there, and so neither team wants to give up this kind of a matchup. You want to make sure that you've got your best going here because this is a chance for both teams to get a win against a top 15 team and have that on their record, of course, as well as trying to stay undefeated in conference play. So it's a big matchup for both these teams, and neither one wanting to necessarily have to try and do it slogging through less than ideal conditions. But right now, obviously, you want to try and stay in the matchup as well. Both teams wanting to try and stay a little bit close to on target with their rotations. Usually in conference play, you've got the Tuesday single game, and then you've got the doubleheader on Saturday, and you want to keep your pitching rotation going, and with you've got pitch count limits and the amount of time you're required to be down if you're a pitcher, how long you've got to wait till your next chance to get back out there and throwing based off of the pitch count limits, all that kind of stuff. If you get too far out of sync with your schedule, with your pitching rotation, it can really end up coming back to haunt you later on as you make your way through your league schedule. So both teams were hopeful that they'd be able to get a chance to stay on target with their pitching rotations. And as of right now, we are expecting we're going to play at some point, but we are in a holding pattern as Athletic Director Russ Bolin, Head Coach Troy Thompson, and Zach Morgan, they're all down there having a conversation about things here at the moment. And it's always tough to tell here from the booth, and if you're watching online at 541radio.com, we appreciate that, but it's always kind of tough to tell from the booth exactly how much it might be raining unless it's really coming down. But it does look like there's still some precipitation coming down. There's still a drizzle, not enough to where people can't stand out there without an umbrella or whatever and just get absolutely soaked. There's plenty of people standing out and around in the weather right now, but you're going to get wet if you're out there for any length of time. That is for certain. While we are holding here at Champion Car Wash Field, want to let you know that our pregame show is getting a little extended. It is brought to you by Roseburg Disposal. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Roseburg Disposal, 673-7122. Also want to say thanks to some of our sponsors like One Peak Medical. Don't let the perfect pitch get by you. If you're tired of waiting months to see a doctor, well, here you go. Visit onepeakmedical.com to book your appointment today. One Peak Medical is accepting new patients both in person and virtually, and it is covered by most insurances. So visit onepeakmedical.com. Also want to say thanks to our newest sponsor here on baseball for Roseburg High, Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. If you've been thinking about switching up your insurance coverage, get in touch with Chris. He's got over 10 years of insurance experience. Chris can make sure that you're getting the coverage you need at the price that fits your budget. Auto, home, life, and more. Contact Chris Hubbard at 541-672-3301 or visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today. And we'll also say thanks to our player of the game sponsor. Hopefully we'll get a chance to name one later on. Mountain Mike's Pizza here in Roseburg off of West Harvard Avenue, there by the 124 interchange on Interstate 5. It's Mountain Mike's Pizza. They've got their Wednesday night buffet, all-you-can-eat buffet there at Mountain Mike's. Yeah, that's a good buffet. There's many Wednesdays that we spent out there doing some broadcasting during the winter sports season, and Mountain Mike's Pizza the way it ought to be. They've got it dialed in over there. All right, what we're going to do here, we're going to take another 2-minute break. When we come back, maybe we'll have a little bit more idea about where we're at going into this matchup. But we'll take a look at kind of where these two teams have been. Well, their last matchups were back on Saturday, league doubleheaders to start out Southwest Conference play. We'll take a look at what happened for both teams as they got things started. Plus, we'll take a look around the Southwest Conferences. Last night, there was quite the wild one down in Medford between North Medford and Sheldon. We continue on with an extended Roseburg Disposal pregame show as we wait to find out whether or not Roseburg and Grants Pass are going to get a chance to play here today from Champion Car Wash Field. I'm Joey Kieran, back after a 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
I don't think you realize how much energy you've lost until you start the hormone replacement process.
Our energy really started to wane. We were both gaining weight. My sleep pattern got really messed up.
One Peak Medical changed our lives individually and as a couple.
We're just a lot happier because we feel better. We're not tired and run down, and it just makes our lives easier and happier.
Hormone balancing can help with fatigue, anxiety, pain, and much more. Call or book online today at onepeakmedical.com.
Russ, what's the plan?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the rain is not going to be letting us on according to the radar, so the game has been rescheduled for the same time tomorrow here.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Champion Car Wash Field, and we extended that break there just for a little bit because we were getting word. Russ Bolin has just made his way up here. We are not going to play today. They have announced that they are going to try and do this one tomorrow here in Roseburg. So in hopes of avoiding starting and then stopping and then starting and stopping and trying to just do a lot of starting and stopping, what is the worst thing to have happen would be to start the game and not be able to finish it here tonight and then have to try and figure out getting it restarted again at another time. So instead of risking that possibility, they are going to call it here today, and the plan will be to try and make the game up coming up tomorrow. So no Roseburg baseball tonight for us here on the radio. What we will do is we will send you back to, we're going to unfortunately send you back to CBS Sports Radio. I know the John Canzano Bald-Faced Truth program goes until 6, but because we were not planning on getting the show on and going back into the Bald-Faced Truth, we're going to just jump back into CBS Sports Radio. So we'll get you Zach Gelb and CBS Sports Radio coming up here once we wrap up the broadcast. I do want to say thanks to our sponsors that help make this possible. I'm just going to run through them real quick so we get a little bit of recognition for the sponsors that help make this possible, like Cascade Community Credit Union, DC Farmers Co-op, Good Vibrations, Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning, Fisher's Hearth and Home, Flyaway Travel, Roseburg Honda, Barnes Heating and Cooling, Chuck Swarm and Family Auto Repair, Dr. Lanson Randall, and Seven Feathers Truck and Travel. We want to say thanks to all of them for being sponsors of Roseburg High Sports here on The Score. So for those that are watching online at 541radio.com or on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score there on YouTube, we will go ahead and wrap things up, and then we'll try to do it again tomorrow. It's going to be another 4:30 start time tomorrow, so that means 4:15 pregame as long as the weather cooperates, but no Roseburg baseball for you tonight. Enjoy CBS Sports Radio here coming up. All right, thanks to Russ Bolin for coming up and giving us the heads up here on what's going on. Thanks to Grants Pass for making the trek up here. I feel bad for those guys getting ready to go and making the long trip up here to try and get this game in, and unfortunately it doesn't go the way we wanted to here today. Thanks to head coach Troy Thompson and the Roseburg baseball team for just always being fun to hang out with throughout the season. Thanks to Craig Ortega for being understanding as well, back in the studio running the radio production today. As always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast. We'll try to do it again tomorrow, but without you, I hope you join us tomorrow, because without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We will talk to you guys tomorrow, hopefully at 4:15 for pregame as Roseburg takes on Grants Pass for some Southwest Conference baseball. Have a great rest of your night. CBS Sports Radio coming up next here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.